Hello and welcome everyone to Pandora's Tarot. These are the readings for the month of September. As I always say, please remember to check your rising and your moon sign as well as your sun sign so you get a full picture of the energies that are available to each and every one of you throughout the month of September. For those of you who are interested in astrology, September is a really important month. The energies are shifting. It's eclipse month. There are two actually. One is lunar and one is solar eclipse. So do check your favorite YouTube astrologer because September really is a month where all the energies that we have been feeling up until this moment in the year will shift into something much more positive. So do check them out. And of course, if you would like a private reading, you can contact me at pandorastarot@gmail.com. The information is in the box below this video, so you can just copy paste from there. Okay, so I will see you again at each of every one of your readings. And of course, I always say thank you for spending your time with me, for commenting and subscribing and sharing and liking. So thank you for being a part of this community. Okay, let's move on to the reading. Hello Gemini, welcome back to your September reading. Let's move on to the cards we have here in front of us. We have in the center of the reading the Ace of Pentacles. This is a card, I always say aces are a first step in a new direction. In the case of the Ace of Pentacles, it works as a seed basically. It's a resource that comes into your life, Gemini, and you have to plant it, okay, and you have to water it, and you have to take care of it, and you have to basically nourish it, so eventually it will blossom into something else. It will actually, bloom and give you fruits and all of those things. So in the month of September, your focus is, or will be, on using wisely this resource that comes into your life, okay? And here's the thing, in the center of the reading we have the only major arcana cards that we have here. It is a month that really has a lot of pentacle cards, so it could be that I feel like for the majority of you this has to do with money, but please remember that when I say resources, it could take any kind of shape in each and every one of you in your personal lives. In the center of the reading, we have the Justice card, and this is the major arcana I was talking about. This is a card that, when it comes up, it talks about receiving justice, and it talks about justice being made, as a general thing. It could be that some of you might be involved in some kind of court deal, some kind of trial, something that has to do with lawyers and judges and all of that. It could be, and if that's the case, it comes up in the upright position, so the outcome is very favorable to you. It's actually good for you. When justice comes up, the thing is that you will receive what is rightfully yours, no more and no less. Okay, it's about being just. And when it comes up also surrounded by all of these pentacles, it does feel like perhaps the compensation, the monetary compensation of such thing, or whatever the compensation actually is for this deal that you're involved with, it could be even higher than you actually expected. But in any form, it's positive for you, okay? And another thing is that for those of you who are not involved in, could be a divorce settlement or anything that has to do with courts and judges and lawyers, this is, justice is someone who has to make a decision that regarding something that affects you, Gemini. So there is someone above you with power that will make a decision, okay, regarding about something that is that concerns you. It could be a boss, it could be someone, a member, an elder, member of your family, this could be karmic justice, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be earth or earthly or human justice, okay? If it is karmic justice, the rewards and the payout is really good as well. So this is someone, like I said before, making a decision, okay, about something that concerns you, and it's a positive result to you. And I believe it has to do regarding a group of people, okay, because we have in the position of the things you have to accept, you have the Five of Wands in reverse, and this is not the most, it's not a healthy situation, okay? This is a group of people who can't work together, can inhabitate the same space because there's a lot of ego. They might be a group of really creative people, but there's also a lot of passion and like I said before, ego involved with this. So fights and outbursts of anger and trying to stab each other on the back and trying to win this ridiculous fight. It's something that happens constantly within this group. Okay, this is a group of people that are not together. They pretend they're together to build something, but in reality, all they do is feed off each other's anger, and they're feeding off this constant fighting. Okay, and it could be that you're fighting with your place of work. It could be that you're in some kind of trial with them, or even with your own family, or you are could be there has to do something with an inheritance that they're all fighting over who gets what, and eventually you have to go to court. If that's the case, again, the result is always positive, not only because justice comes up in the upright position, but because of the rest of the cards. What the tarot here is saying is that no matter how positive all of this is, you won't be able to avoid the fact that you will have to deal with them throughout this process. Okay, but I think the compensation is going to be so good you won't even matter at the end. You have in the hub, you're going to receive the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card that talks about perspective, being able to look at the entire picture instead of just focusing on one tiny thing. This is someone who is surrounded by wealth, but she is focusing on the falcon. This is a symbol of being able to fly high and having like a panoramic view. So even this is a good thing, because even receiving a good amount of resources, you still have the capacity to look at the situation and say, no, this is not good, or I don't want to be a part of this. Okay, so that's a good thing. You won't be your thought won't be clouded, or your mind won't be clouded by the resources that you might get, which is also a good thing. So you won't get an ego, and you won't actually turn or an inflated ego. We all have egos, but you won't turn into one of them. Okay, and as the final cards, again, once more, the confirmation of the good results that this that the response, the justice will give you. We have the Page of Pentacles. This is a card that talks about receiving resources. It's the news of resources coming into your life, Gemini. So sometimes this announces a raise. It announces being promoted. That's another thing, but it's a resource that comes your way. And for the look of the cards, I do feel the majority of you, again, will receive actual money. And what you will receive, I said it before, I think it's higher than you actually expect, because you have the final card. It's the Ten of Pentacles. I took an extra card to figure out what is it that this Page of Pentacles was announcing, and this is a great card, because this is the highest money card that the tarot has. Of course, money is energy, and like I said before, I use the word resource, but it does mean that this settlement, that this agreement, that whatever this decision is, will be more than favorable to you, Gemini, in this month. So it's a good thing that you keep your head on your shoulders and you have a clear mind. And you know, dealing with these people is just part of the road you're walking on right now. But um, it's like the tarot says, it's something you'll have to just accept. They're there. It could be even that you find out that you get promoted in your job and you get away from your co-workers that were a disaster. You know, they had this really negative energy, but they're still working there in the same company with you. Okay? It could be even you get promoted to a place where you're able to make your decisions. Okay? But they're still there. They're your subordinates and they're working below you, but you know, you can avoid them. So I hope this is helpful, Gemini. It's a really good month overall. So remember, plant the seed so it turns into all of this. Okay? So thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for sharing, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you next month. Take care.